Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to work the 1.2 reading assignment in WebAssign. So I'm in the Student View for WebAssign. This is just on the regular home page here. We're going to click on the 1.2 reading assignment to open it up. And this is what you see. Now, like I was telling you guys in class, this one's a little bit different from the regular WebAssign. It's one of the tutorial assignments that can be assigned to you, and it just behaves a little bit differently. Be sure you read all of the instructions very carefully throughout the problem. I am going to mention several things to you in the video, but you want to read the instructions too, just starting right up here at the top. It tells you what pages to read, because this is a reading assignment, so you got to read through a little bit of the book. And then it also mentions right here, use a capital W for width. I think I probably mentioned that in class too. WebAssign does not want you to use a lowercase letter W. If you do, it will count it wrong. And it's really hard to notice that that's what's wrong if you don't pay real close attention to those instructions, okay? So we're going to come down here. It also says something real important right here. If you skip a part of the question, you will not receive any points for the skip part, and you will not be able to come back to the skip part, so keep that in mind. Alright, so here we go. We've got solve by using strategies for solving application problems, and then we have our problem written out right here. So I'm going to click to begin, and just give it a second, and it will pop up with our first question. This is the problem statement here. The length of a rectangle is 3 feet less than twice the width of the rectangle. If the perimeter of the rectangle is 414 feet, find the width and the length. And you'll notice that two of these numbers are in red right here. That means that those numbers can change from person to person, so you may not have 414 feet, and you may not have 3 feet less than twice the width. You may have different numbers there, okay? So just pay close attention to that. And if you have something different, don't use my numbers, okay? The first thing that it asks you for here, express the length of the rectangle in terms of the width. We're given that the length is 3 feet less than twice the width. Therefore, all right, now what it's looking for, a lot of people go through and work the whole problem and then try to put what length equals to in here and then what width equals to, but if you'll notice, that's not an equal sign, it's actually a minus. So it's asking you to set up that expression. So if it's 3 feet less than twice the width, you need to have 2w minus 3. Okay, 3 feet less than twice the width. Less than, remember, is going to push the number behind the 2w. We'll submit that. Excuse me. And it comes up with the second part. And again, read real carefully. The perimeter of the rectangle is the sum of length and size and given by the formula. Now, you're going to need to type in the formula. It already has the L and the W and the P. So it's P equals 2L plus 2W. That's the formula for perimeter, and that's going to be the same for everybody. Then we submit again. Like I said, don't skip. Careful and be sure you're clicking on submit. We're given that the perimeter is 414 feet. Substitute this value for P and length L in terms of W into the equation. Now, if you look at what it's got right here, it's got the equation for perimeter that we just typed in a minute ago right here. And then what it wants you to do here, they've plugged in the 414 for P. Here's the 2 on in front of the L. They've left us a blank to put in what L is equal to in terms of W, which is what we used a minute ago, 2W minus 3. Be sure the W is capitalized. And then the plus the 2W at the end is already there for you. Alright, now we're going to go through a couple more of the steps. Isolate the term with W on the right side of the equation and the constant term on the left. Be sure you're paying close attention to what's actually given here and what you're going to have to type in. So I've got the 414. I need to distribute the 2 times 2W, which gives me 4W. And then they've already done the 2 times negative 3 to get this negative 6, and they have the 2W on this side as well. And in between this step and this step, notice what's different. They have taken the 6 and added it to both sides. So what we need to do is to combine those 2W terms to give us 6W. And again, make sure you're typing a capital W. We're almost done. We've got 2 more parts left. Alright, part 5 of 6. To solve for W, select either multiply or divide. each side of the equation by 6. So what are we going to do to solve this equation right here? 420 equals 6W for W. We're going to divide each side of the equation by 6, and then we have to enter that step. Okay, they have 6W divided by 6 already over here, and they've got the 420 up top, so you just need to put your 6 in. And then they actually do that division. So 420 divided by 6 is 70. Thus the width of the rectangle is 70 feet. If you get any of these wrong, when you hit submit, it will tell you that it's wrong. And you can go back and double check the work, okay? You have red X's instead of green check marks. Alright, then we've got part 6 of 6. Finally, find the length of the rectangle by substituting the value W equals 70 into the equation L equals 2W minus 3 found earlier. And it gives the first two steps to you. And so here, all we have to do, we have this minus 3 already. So we have to do the 2 times 70 to get 140. And then do your 140 minus 3. And then enter that in as your length of the rectangle. Again, 37 feet. This should be it. We submit. And that should take us all the way through. Okay? So you may want to go back and rewatch the video again just to be sure you've got all those steps down before you start your problem on your own. You may want to keep this open off to the side somewhere while you're working on that problem, just in case you need to go through it while you're doing it. So just pay close attention to what you're typing in. Be sure you're reading the instructions, and always type a capital W when you need to have that W in there. Okay?